good morning, good afternoon to those of you in New Zealand and elsewhere around the world. Just coming up for 9:15 in Japan, here in Nagasaki, as you can see by the carefully curated sign on the hill over there. And up in the sky, we've got, if I can get him over the top of the, we've got a flight which just took off and is headed northbound to, I think, Osaka. Right, so the usual things, can you hear me okay, and are the pictures coming through spicy, crystal clear? Can't really hear me? Okay, let me fix that. How's that, Queenstown plane spotting? I've got plenty more oomph that I can give it, but yeah, just let me know. I don't sort of want to mix up too much. My mic isn't working. I think it is. Picture is fine. How's the audio now? I have plenty more to give it. Anyway, so test 1 2 1 2. Thanks, Let's Camp, for popping in and doing a bit of moderation today. Hello everyone. Hello Christine, wonderful to see you. Sounds like you're coming from the ambient mic. Well, that's interesting. Let me switch that off and see if this is any better, because I've got quite a bit switched on that. I can switch it up even high. Hello? Hello? How about now? Very wet, Rotorua. Yeah, I understand everywhere in the country is pretty much being drenched. Okay, sweet. Yeah, let me know how that is now. Yeah, I heard that that things haven't been too flash on the weather front in both New Zealand and Australia. But yeah, judging by what I saw on OPN first thing this morning, yeah, very nice in Queensland. Not perhaps so great in New South Wales, and yeah, from what I hear, it hasn't been the best in Nelson, Marlborough, sort of Tasman area. Got some activity on that aircraft there, the Solar Sea. Yeah, we actually had the ANA come in earlier, and the pilots gave us a nice wave. And how's that mic sounding now, Let's Camp? Righty. Little bit of the old yeah, a lot of activity going on ANA in front of us. these guys, when they came in, actually gave us a nice wave from the pilots, both of them. Still very quiet. What the heck is going on with that? That's very, very strange. Very, very strange. Should not be the case. That's all I can say. Turn that right up a bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the story is. I turn things up quite a bit, and I can turn this one up a bit more. Hey Christchurch Aviation, good to see you guys. Not in school obviously, still school holidays is it? That's great. Yeah, okay, I turned it way up. So if I'm deafening you, I apologise and I can turn it down. What unfortunately we can't spin around and show you is a massive Black Hawk just sort of whipped through behind the terminal here and it's gone over to the airbase. Never mind, we're going to see a lot of those in Okinawa. Okay, so hold your horses on the military. We did see plenty of action here 2 days ago it was. Well, it seems like a blur. Yeah. We were just speaking to a lady here whose daughter is on this ANA flight, and she's headed off to Tokyo to do some helicopter training. And yeah, so she's very interesting to have a female helicopter pilot in Japan. It's starting to break a few barriers down. I don't want to be too controversial, but it is ranked rather low on the feminist scale for female freedoms and what have you. Well into the top 100, sort of looking at between 140 and 150 or so. Yeah. So, yeah, that's really interesting news. Yeah, so she's here, obviously very excited to see her daughter take off to go to Tokyo and do some helicopter training. here's a long wheelbase model of the Dash 8. May come in from Osaka, I think. I will get up my flight radar in a moment and start actually informing you as to whereabouts these planes are coming to and going. So obviously this is going to be the focus for a short time. Sort of promised the lady that we would capture the takeoff and all the ground activity and so on. So we're going to do that. The really annoying thing with flight radar is it just does not show the flights on flight radar at all. So let me bring that up. Yeah, that Dash 8 wasn't that going to Osaka. Let's catch up with you in the chat. And yeah, let's see how well we're doing on the old as far as sound. How's the sound? Has it improved at all? And solar seed is going out as well, so 2 aircraft heading out, and we'll pick up solar seed in a moment. But yeah, solar seed the other day, we had very interesting liveries. We had the Miyazaki livery, which is very colourful. Let me just spin around and get you this plain Jane solar seed. Still very bright green, lime green. Solar seed is Kyushu based. Kyushu is the third largest of the main Japanese islands. The smallest of the 4 is Shikoku. Yeah, they're dwarfed in comparison to Honshu, of course, with the likes of Tokyo, Osaka, Hiroshima, Sendai, all cities with much larger populations than Nagasaki. And as I was informing you the other day, Nagasaki is around about the same size as Christchurch, but with much better infrastructure, in my humble opinion. They've got trams that work. and go everywhere, and they've been working for years and years and years, those things. We also have buses here which go everywhere, and a Shinkansen which variously connects us to Panda. Konnichiwa. The lappy is in fact nicely shaded. I've taken better care of it today. The other day we came to the airport on a bus, believe it or not, and today we came in our friend's car. Quite a bit better situation, and of course well and truly air conditioned, and the bag the other day in the bus was in the hold, and that wasn't taken care of very well. But today it's really, really nice. There's a little bit of a gentle breeze, which has sort of taken the edge off of the temperature a bit. Otherwise it'd be fairly oppressive. The other day it was over 35 degrees when I was trying to get my stream off. And this today, I would say it's around about 30, 31, something like that. I'll shut up now. Yeah, unfortunately, again, we're a bit compromised by the cage we're kept in here on the viewing platform. If you've ever been to any major international airport, and yeah, I mean it's kind of a joke to refer to Nagasaki as an international airport. It has 3 international destinations, one of which is suspended for the time being, I believe, and that is Hong Kong, usually serviced by Hong Kong Express. And yeah, today I thought we were going to get Korean in, but I checked again and it doesn't look like we're going to, so really a bit disappointed about that. So that's Solar Seed out of here. So Solar Seed, the lime green airline, if you're wanting to play the colour charts at home, try and figure out what you're looking at. There's Nagasaki, bright green as well. Mrs. Cool, yeah, 4K is also here, and yeah. Hankachiさん、よろしくお願いします。しんこさん、ありがとう、ありがとう。暑いですね、今日。 I can hear a helicopter, the distinctive sound of a very large helicopter. Unfortunately, we might not get to see it. If I can possibly do it, I will. Yep, here it comes. Okay, let's see if I can do this. I'm a bit trapped. The tripod's sort of against the... Yep, that's it. So there we go, the Black Hawk. Yeah, so he's gone now. Yeah, so that's your military action for the moment. I could hear him a long time before he turned up. A long time. I can see an incoming flight. Now, if this was Christchurch, I would be easily able to get you around and we could watch it on finals. But here we're sort of restricted to just before touchdown. So you can see there's a long guide slope indicator rail that reaches out into Omura Bay, Omurawang. Yeah. SR22. Right. Okay. I will describe the conditions as overcast. Yeah. It's cloudy-ish, but it's not too bad. Let me see if I can get this guy coming in. There we go. Now, as I said before, there seems to be a big lack of ADS-B around here, in that we don't get much on flight radar at all. Yeah, so let's have a wee look and see who you were. Arrivals 9:39, a little bit earlier. That aircraft is in from Osaka by the looks of things. There we go. Yeah, so if anybody has any better flight radar information than I have, yeah, a little bit of bounce. Oh my goodness, look at that alphabet soup of a name. Alphabet soup of a name. Hello Sam, how are you doing? You certainly stand out. You won't have very many characters left for your comments, unfortunately. And anybody who's doing any replies is not going to get very many. There's a very wet and very wet. Well, yeah, I've heard it described as not too bad because you know, compared to places like Nelson and Motueka and places like that in the Tasman, where some of my family are living, yeah, it's quite a bit drier. But here we are, sports plane, cute little thing. Look at him. He snuck up on me. These little ones are hard to spot. As I was saying earlier, Nagasaki is an international airport in the same way that perhaps Dunedin and recently our friends in Hamilton have now got an international service back. Of course, they used to be international airlines, which turned up. We got. Can I see him out there? I want to pick this up. It's just sort of quite low over the bay there. That aircraft. Can we see him? It's very low. I wonder what he's doing, actually. That's the limit of my zoom, unfortunately, on this particular camera. Hikui desu ne. Sorry, we're just discussing what the heck that aircraft is doing out there. And I'll just focus on this little red guy here for the time being. Yeah, he's just doing circles, that Dash Q400. I have no idea really what's going on. I will get my interpreter here in a moment, and we will attempt to establish exactly what's going on. I was going to try and get ATC working today. Of course, ATC is banned in New Zealand, but it's perfectly fine here in Japan. So, yeah, I was just going to see if I can hook some up for us. But first things first, get sound and pictures, and yeah, there we go. And he's still circling very low, like he's, I'm gonna say maybe 500 to 1,000 feet. You know, sort of around about 300 meters. Unfortunately, the tyranny of these wires is restricting the camera's ability to focus on that guy. Come right back here. You can see wires, but you cannot see an aircraft. Yeah, so that guy was just doing circles over Omura. Yeah. And now he's coming around for a very steep approach. My goodness. Very steep approach. I'll just show you these cute little ATR 42s. The short wheelbase model. This is an interesting situation. This landing seems to be alright. Just very dipsy on that landing. But, safe enough. Very interesting situation. I wonder why he was sort of doing some circles there for a while. Maybe he was just too heavy or something. Very strange. It's enough. Yeah. $4:30. Yeah. So was Mike or Sean streaming? That would have stressed the batteries. Yeah, I wouldn't have liked to have been up there that long. Toasty warm. There's Japan Airlines for you. Interesting. And he's of course off to Tokyo as JL505. So just show you a little bit of what they do. Ground services. Notice, for example, they have 4 guys working on this. In New Zealand, you'd never have 4 guys working on something like that. ATR 42 short wheelbase model, as our friends at In Plain Sight keep reminding us. So yeah, as I was saying, they have 4 people ground servicing this aircraft, which you'd never see that in New Zealand, I don't think. 4 people actually doing the pushback. So unless there's some training going on, of course this guy holds the pin up. It says, yep, you've removed the pin, here it is. You're not going to have any locked steering. You'll be able to actually navigate the aircraft around. That's great. Now Kiev's famous for his ferry shots. This one's a little bit smaller, but where are you? Ooh. Let me get Mr. 787 coming in. There's a 788, and almost certainly it's coming from Tokyo. So if I start pronouncing it right, Tokyo. And he's going to park right in front of us, so don't worry about that. We're going to get to see a 787 right up close. Now, as I was saying before about the ferry, that is the ferry that we take. It's a tiny little boat. It takes about, I'm going to say 35, 40 people. Fast ferry, and yeah, it whips across to a suburb of Nagasaki called Togitsu, and if you go that way and catch a bus, you can actually get into town sometimes faster than going all the way down the what they call the expressway here. That does take some time. Oh, I can hear a helicopter. Here's a helicopter. This is a medical. There we go. Now, if Tally NZ was here, he'd be telling us all about it. So, this is a little helicopter just rocking up there. So he's set down for the moment, obviously waiting for something. Oh yes, our little red friend is back. So these guys look like twins actually. So that's another little red one has turned up to keep its mate company. So it's a little bit like the flight training school at Christchurch. The majority of the aircraft seem to be painted white and red. So there you go. Don't know where he's going to get off, that guy, because the helicopter is on this taxiway. He normally would exit. Yeah, he would normally exit right there, and the helicopter is blocking it. So yeah, it's not as if the helicopter couldn't sit down on the grass or something off to one side, and then that little guy could get out of there nice and efficiently, but yeah, there we go. As I said, this 787, 788 model, and of course ANA was the first airline to take delivery, the launch customer of the Dreamliner. and launched with the 788, and yeah. So here he comes, and we'll see if we can get a wave out of the cockpit on this one. Usually they will wait until they've parked it up, and then they'll give us a wave. Here comes the noise. Mate, one thing at a time, eh? ADSB. Yeah, probably a good idea. Out for a wave there, but doesn't seem to be forthcoming. Long takeoff roll. So, around the other side here. Just in the wrong position. I might go back to that helicopter again, because he's just sort of sitting there, not really doing much. So let's see if we keep him in sight, what he might get up to. So that helicopter is a lot smaller than the big guy that we saw, the military one. Massive Black Hawk. Yeah, so it's nice and toasty warm. It might say 28 or 29 or something like that, but believe you me, it's quite a bit warmer than that. waiting for someone. And it can't be you because you have arrived. It can't be you. A lot of folks coming off the Tokyo flight appearing to exit there. Yeah, let me see what you got in the chat. Hello. 29 at 10 a.m. Yeah, believe you me, it's actually probably warmer than that. I think it's probably a little bit light. Let me see if I've got this chat things working. I'm just going to try and see if I can get this. Hey, Telly Two Sheep, good to see you, mate. Are you okay? I have to read back in the chat. Yeah, I hadn't heard from you for a while. I probably should have reached out. I've gotten in touch. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. Yep, I'm about to switch on. Is that working? Yes, it is. Oh, good. So that's going to appear momentarily. I'm about to turn on my fan, which I bought. Don't work out how to turn it on. There we go. So I bought a fan for the laptop. Misaseki also bought me some other bits and pieces to improve the cooling options. I conveniently left them at our apartment, so yeah, in the rush to get ready first thing. Yeah, that didn't work out too well, so she wasn't best pleased. Anyway, we have lots of umbrellas, helpfully supplied by NAGASAKI Airport. Oh, that's great. Everyone's busy, mate, but yeah, if you're feeling poorly, it's good to know that there are people out there that care about you. Yeah, hey, look, somebody with a working flight radar. Yeah, Sky 141, know it well. This is our only real way of getting to Okinawa from Nagasaki, is via Kobe. So you have to go halfway up Honshu in order to get back to Okinawa. There used to be a direct service between Nagasaki and Naha. Naha is the main airport on Okinawa. Designation is OKA, not to be confused with Oklahoma or any of those places in the States, but it's really inconvenient for us. So what we do is we grab a bus, not a Shinkansen, because as I said before, they're a little bit compromised, that beautiful Shinkansen, which is a bit like riding in an Alfa Romeo. The shape of it is just tremendous. It's very futuristic. So we get a bus to Fukuoka and take the flights from Fukuoka. And as I was saying on Monday, relative size, Nagasaki about 400,000, Christchurch about the same, but of course the hinterland of Nagasaki is quite a bit bigger than the South Island of New Zealand. So they can call on about 13.1 million people on the island of Kyushu, which is the southernmost of the 4 main islands of Japan. Of course, Fukuoka is the largest city in Kyushu, and it has a population in the greater area of about 2.5 million. So, think Auckland size as far as population. Of course, the infrastructure is just phenomenally better than the likes of Auckland. They have working underground. They have Shinkansen to connect to all the other major centres in the country. They have an international airport, and it services a lot of international destinations. It's a very, very nice city. It's a little bit on my monitor. There you go, little buddy. Out of here. And some more flight training. Let me just quickly show you a working radar, because I know we've been having fun and games with the radars in Christchurch, but there's one, and she's spinning around like a top. Works absolutely perfectly. So we'll wait for Skymark, but in the meantime we've got a long wheelbase Q400 Dashi. I can't give you a ferry shot, but I can give you a tanker shot, or a dredge or barge or something like that. What is he? He's out there somewhere, just against the... Yeah, let me just try and get this focused. There we go, that's a bit better. So out there, it's not a ferry, but a very large vessel. Chugging away. Quite old school, really. And let's get around to planes, which is the main object of this channel. Yeah, let me come over here and catch you up. Yeah, ADS being there. Let me tell you. Air ambulance. Arigato, Hankachi-san. Yeah. This must be the lowrider. Must be cruising down LA Boulevard or something like that. You know, the lowriders in the back. cruising music. Duff duff. Not rattle rattle. That'll be some cargo bins from A&A. And we can show you the last few of those going on board this 787 once we get this Dashi out of here. He's certainly taking his time. Okay, so let me go now. Yeah, so our plan was to be here probably until 12 Japan time, which is another couple of hours, but we may be able to sort of extend that a bit. That really depends on the traffic and what's going on, and how well your host can actually cope with the conditions. So looks like he's certainly got the throttles up, but brakes are still applied. It's not really going anywhere. Yeah, well, they'd better hurry, Skymark. Yeah. Shades of Jetstar and Emirates, eh? You don't want a repeat of that. That wasn't the best look. But, yeah, Skymark can't be that far away, surely. I should be seeing some sign of Skymark. I cannot see him yet. Oh, there we go. Look around for a moment and everything changes. One job, Seki, one job. Videoing planes. Videoing planes. That's all you've got to do. Videoing planes. You video some planes, people look at them, and they go, thank you very much. Okay. So a bit more cargo loading going on this 787, as I was saying. I'll just focus on that a little bit. And let you carry on. I'll come over and see if I can catch up with you in the chat. Yeah. Just in time, yeah, creating suspense. Yeah, no, I was actually looking at my setup and making sure that everything is going to stay intact. I'm going to get no breeze sort of blowing any of the... I have two umbrellas, one shading one screen and one shading the laptop. And yeah, a bit of a situation. I'll try not to bump my drink into my microphone. That won't sound good. It won't taste good either. 1 minute out, you reckon? Okay. Let's scoot around. I don't see anything. I don't doubt you for a minute. I do see him now. Here we go. Right. Yes, he's out there. Definitely coming. Well done. Let's camp. Well spotted. Yes, he's nearly on the end. Here we go. Mr. Skymark in from Colbert. Yeah, so Nagasaki services the Kansai region with Skymark going to Kobe. Ana goes to Osaka Itami Airport. That was not good. 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 That's a bit better. So we'll flag that one. Yeah, so Skymark. Yeah, Skymark go to Kobe. Ana go to Osaka Itami, and Peach, the bright pink purpley livery, they go to Kansai. And you would think that Ana, being the larger, well, the parent company of both of these, both Skymark and Peach are majority, I think, owned by Ana. You would think Ana would take the lion's share by actually going to Osaka Kansai. But they don't. They go to Itami instead. Itami is sort of a bit like, a bit like having the airport downtown. So when you've got the airport downtown, it tends to get used a bit more. And that's definitely the case with Haneda in Tokyo. Because it's right downtown, a lot of people use it, and it's definitely the domestic hub of choice in Tokyo. And that's the situation in Osaka. Of course, Osaka is more than just Osaka. There's Kyoto and Nara, which is sort of they're a little bit north and east of Osaka, and because of that, they can easily reach the Kansai airport, which is probably where they get the domestic routes for Peach. And yep, looks like we've got a bit of a pushback going to go on once we get our loading vehicle out of the way. So we've got the loading vehicle still on the side there. So there's obviously people still inside the aircraft. The doors definitely haven't closed yet. Let's see. Yep, someone has come out. So equal opportunity employer, obviously. Got female ground staff. There we go. And I'll catch Skymark coming to the gate. Here we go.
Skymark is a really nice low-cost carrier. Now just missed this guy coming out of there. Yes. So we go. One job. So he's going to park next to his big brother. Skymark, and if you notice on the wingtips, they have a pretty little heart mark. So what happens after they've all arrived? All sorts of activity goes on underneath. Make sure it's all properly stopped. Swing the average over, hook on. Let's catch up with you. And it's yes it is. Well, certainly starting to feel the effects of the heat, but I'll try and keep the old fluids up by drinking as much. I might run that vending machine dry by the end of the day. Never mind. There's plenty of fluids in there, and ice cream as well. Ice cream vending machine. Wouldn't see one of those in New Zealand. Crackled for a moment there. That's good. That's better. So this guy sitting in front of us, apparently, according to that announcement, is delayed until 11:05, which means he's going to be sitting on the ground for about 30 minutes. And that's all down to air traffic control, apparently. So here we go. Maybe they got their controllers from Christchurch. Let's see what I can say. Ouch. There we go, guys and girls. But, yeah, they're definitely not going anywhere soon, I don't think. And they do have a large one more loader at the back which hasn't been cleared yet. So I can spin you over to it. You can see that that loader there has not been cleared, and I think they probably indicate that with this cone. We bemoan cones. Here we go. It's arrived. That's not a Skymark. Let's count. That's smaller, I guess. It's a Dashi, long wheelbase model. And he's going a long way down. And he's taking off again. What is going on? Hello. Yeah, alright. Bit of a surprise. I don't think Mrs. Seki will be up for that, Mr. Let's Camp. Did see an awesome dragon dance the other night at a function that I was at. It went on for a wee while and had Chinese traditional instrumentation. Of course, Japan and Nagasaki have quite close cultural ties to China, and Chinatown here in Nagasaki is unbelievably busy. It's sort of really one of the happening places, and it's certainly, got a little bit more, I say, grunge sort of grime to it, a little bit more edgy than the clean cut sort of aspect that you get in the rest of Japan. It's definitely got a bit going on for it. I guess I would say similar in the way that Osaka is seen as a slightly edgier major city compared to Tokyo, which is very clean and prim and proper and all the rest of it. But yeah, definitely Chinatown in Nagasaki is really quite a cool place to go and visit. And we were there the other night for a bit of activity. A few walkthrough videos. Yeah, if only I had a gimbal that I could perhaps do some of those. So maybe some of those might be on the cards. I will definitely look to do that for you, mate. Yeah, I'll pop it up on the alternative channel, Seki's walkabout videos, and hopefully pilots have got a nice air-conditioned cabin. It's certainly a bit warmish out here. I might wander off and get myself a drink from the vending machine. I should send my assistant over to get it, but she's sort of over in the corner consulting her phone as she does. But yeah, I'll go and grab myself another beverage and be back with you shortly. Right, there's a few more of those containers being loaded down the back there. Let's see if I can just focus in on that a bit. Let's see, one or two more of those. Yep, back with you shortly. Alrighty. I lost my fluffy. I lost my fluffy. It's going to be a bit loud for a bit. Alright. Yes, right. On that aircraft, is doing touch and goes. That guy came in, did a landing, and then took off again. Now he's circling around. So clearly it's an improving flight of some sort. I'm going to see if I can focus on him. In the meantime, I can hear at the back the big helicopter. If not, an improving flight of some description. Okay. Down, do you reckon? Well, if I turn around I can see them. And I can't yet. This flight radar being... Oh, I can see him now. I can see him now. There we go. The forest of security poles getting in the way. So we'll be able to see him come through there. And I will try and get him right in here. There we go. Jetstar. It's Jetstar, but not as we know it. And no, they're not one of the ones that is going to be closed down. That's Jetstar Asia. This is Jetstar Japan. I would say it's probably a bit more lucrative. There we go. Another massive Black Hawk. Whoops. Flying over the back of us. Yes, it is like being back in Christchurch, mate. Very true. Jetstar, but not as we know it. Yeah, I can't wait to get to Okinawa and actually show you guys a lot of the military bits and pieces that go on down there. I have heard that there are open days at Kadena, which is one of the main military bases, US military bases down there. I've heard that it's possible to get access. And yeah, so obviously probably wouldn't be the best idea to stream, but yeah, since I've got a gimbal, I think I might be able to get some really good, interesting things. Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally freezing here in Christchurch, and oh, it's raining outside. Yeah, it is so raining outside. I had to go to the vending machine and get myself a bottle of freezing cold drink because I'm so cold. There's hot chocolates on there. Jetstar. Still the CEO models, and wasn't that a treat to see the replacement for Qantas turning up on Sid Squad the other day, and this morning on Only Planes Network it flew up to Brisbane. How awesome was that? I have to confess I didn't know that they were going to be on, so I didn't take advantage and jump on their stream early enough to actually catch it, but wound it back and obviously saw it then. But yeah, the A321 XLR is a very, very capable aircraft, and probably don't need them in Japan. Longest flight time I think would be from Sapporo all the way down to the likes of Ishigaki. So from the far north all the way down to the far south of the country. And that probably is going to take the best part of 3.5, maybe 4 hours on a jet service. Tea-coloured adult stuff. Mate, yeah, that's perfect. Raining in 5 degrees. I will inform Mrs. Seki that she's missing absolutely nothing by being here. We've got a wee baby plane coming in. Little twin jobby. Let's see if I can spin round and pick him up. There we go. Lovely little thing. He will probably do a touch and go. Yes, they have been. If we go up, can you see it? Yeah, he's taken off again. So this dash, which has been doing the proving flights, still up there. Let me see if I can clear a little bit more of a view and see if I can actually see him. Nope. And things just going to rely completely on. Okay. To wind my fan up a little bit more. So it cools my laptop down a little bit more and give it some more shade. Dashi, yes, this Dashi inbound has been on the proving flight. I fully expect him to do a touch and go. He's been doing circuits. This guy. So he'll come in. setup is not the best. Okay, he has actually decided that he's going to call it quits for lunchtime or something. But, from Osaka. Yeah, actual inbound. It astonishes me that they do circuits and circuits and circuits and then decide that they're going to land at a relatively unpopulated airport, because yeah, there's not really that much going on here. Focus on my little friend. Which was doing circuits. Seriously, it was doing circuits out in the bay. And over the back we had yet another Black Hawk sort of come in and make it landing. So I should probably be on the lookout for anything else. Our wee friend looks like he wants to have another go. So well, there seem to be a few more passengers arriving for this aircraft, the Tokyo service. They don't seem to be in any hurry. Oh, the lady who was yeah, just gave the lady who was talking to us about her daughter doing a helicopter service in Tokyo is off on this aircraft. Still that. It's off on this aircraft to Tokyo. So Yeah, very interesting. It's always more fun when you actually know somebody who's actually on the plane. 20 minutes ahead, SNJ. Haneda, eh? It's SNJ, so it's like something else. Solar seed. Yeah. What are we doing now? Rivals. Yeah, solar seed. Oh yes, we can actually see it on me. Hey, let's camp. I actually have a working flight radar. Huzzah, look at that. Okay, it's just past Fukuoka. And he's on his way. So it does not take very long to get from Fukuoka to Nagasaki, direct. Shine the light. You probably should have told her. I didn't really ask her. I didn't actually realise that she was going on a flight to Tokyo as well. I thought she was just seeing her daughter off, but turns out, yes, yet another Black Hawk. Yeah, let's see if I can spin around and give you a bit of a look at it. There we go. Yeah, a little bit difficult to see that one, but all good, as they say. Here we go. We've got a dashi coming in. This might be your Osaka flight. Let's camp, I reckon, because that other aircraft that landed just earlier was definitely the one that had been flying around on a proving flight. Yeah, so as I said, the flight from Fukuoka to Nagasaki, which they do not do, because it's really very short distance. It's about the same, I guess. It's a 2-hour drive, so I would say it's roughly the same as maybe Auckland to Tauranga, or Auckland to maybe a little bit south of Hamilton. Yeah. But roughly in that neighbourhood as far as distance is concerned, and of course the flight time just makes it completely uneconomic to load up an aircraft. By the time you have all your security and what have you, to fly what is only a 20-30 minute flight, even in a prop. Yeah, it's just not going to be economically feasible. It's okay if you've got a body of water in the way, like the Cook Strait or something like that. So the Wellington to Blenheim or Wellington to Nelson service, there's probably plenty of takers for that. But yeah, for Fukuoka to Nagasaki, not so much. Especially as they're supposed to have a working Shinkansen which connects them both. Now, they used to have a perfectly adequate high-speed rail which connected them, but then they wanted to go ahead and build a Shinkansen to catch up with the big boys. Give them a lot of credit. They built a beautiful train. There's one problem. Japan is sort of run on a regional basis, almost like a federation. And if a particular province doesn't like doesn't want something to happen in its area, in its backyard, then it doesn't happen. Even with the federal government, I'm going to say in some respects that's not entirely true. There's a bit of politics involved in Okinawa, of course, with the US bases and that. As far as allowing things to happen in your backyard, so what's happened with the Shinkansen is it's supposed to run from here, Nagasaki, to Fukuoka, all the way. Okay. Now, what happens is there's another sort of province in the way, which is called Saga, and it has sort of said, no, we don't want the Shinkansen going through us because we think we're going to be left out. Who's going to use it to go what is effectively 15 minutes on a train, on a Shinkansen to Sanga, whereas it probably takes the best part of 35-40 minutes to actually drive there. So they have stymied the full functioning of the new Shinkansen from Nagasaki to Fukuoka, which is a real pity, a real shame, because it's a beautiful train. I think I've got a Hey Robbie Batista, great to see you. Hello, and welcome from a nice and crispy warm Nagasaki International Airport. I use air quotes around the international part. There are 2 working international routes. One of them is to Korea, and the other one is to Shanghai, and unfortunately neither of them are in effect today. So we're not going to see 777-300 landing, and we're not going to see Korean Air, which is the other operator which flies to Seoul, of course. Now, let me see, they're all set. I'm going to grab a quick drink and I'll be back with you in a momento. we're going to go for another one of our ferry shots. Not as big as the Inter-Islander or the Blue Bridge, and I hear that Blue Bridge got a new ferry. They seem to be running that service reasonably competently, and apparently it's the same size as the vessel that it's replacing, so they don't have to build any more infrastructure in Picton or Wellington. Surprise! So yeah, that little ferry takes about, I'm going to say, half an hour to get from here at the airport to Togetsu, which is a suburb of Nagasaki, sort of over the hill. It's definitely quite progressive, and got some nice new housing in there. So neither of the engines have started up, so we're going to hear the startup and see them absolutely dead still. So wings pushed right back. We'll hear those start up, and it should be wonderful. I'm really pleased. We've got the microphone, ambient microphone, well set up to pick up the sound. Well, it's not as flash as the sound you get from a GE90 or a Rolls-Royce Olympus, but yeah, it's a very nice sound. solar seed, and from Tokyo. And I'm going to pick that it's probably Tokyo Haneda rather than Tokyo Narita. Here we go. Service only used 3 ground support staff. Hey. That one disappears out there. Let's look round and get Mr. Solar Seed coming to the gate. Like he's going to take the same position as the 787 just left. So right in front of us here. Fortunately no special livery on this Solar Seed today. We got lucky the other day. Okay, I left both mics on so that we've got the full blast. Hi Carwin, good to see you mate. Yeah, Solar Seed is based here in Kyushu, which is the southernmost of the 4 main Japanese islands. It has a population of around about 13.1 million people, so a good 2.5 times the size of New Zealand as far as population is concerned, but it's actually, the Kyushu itself is actually much smaller than the North Island. So imagine 13.1 million people crammed into about Taupo South, I would say. So yeah, Solar Seed are a low-cost carrier, and yeah, they're partially owned by ANA. ANA own them. They own a large portion of Skymark, this airline here. Of course, the ANA parent, which is popping out over here in a moment. 787 bound for Tokyo. We just met a passenger on this flight who's off to Tokyo to see her daughter, who left on an earlier flight because she's going to do some helicopter training in Tokyo, of all places. So yeah, she's studying at a university, it's sort of like a technical college, I guess, to learn to be a helicopter pilot. So very similar to our Aviation Academy or Christchurch Helicopters, where you can do flight training and all that sort of carry on. Yeah, so yeah, very rigorous and formal education. And yeah, it was her daughter who was going to do that. So again, equal opportunities, and good to see female helicopter trainees. So Skymark, I've been on Skymark several times. I actually really like it. You can, here's the thing, you buy an ordinary ticket, and if you want first class priority, you rock up to the counter and you say, I'd like a priority seat please. And then they say, oh, fine. And then you just hand over the equivalent of about 10, 12 New Zealand dollars, and you get priority boarding, you get priority baggage handling, and you get some free snacks. Normally you have to actually purchase them on a plane. So it's actually a no-brainer to do the upgrade. And so whenever we fly on Skymark, we're always going for this priority seat, forward seat I think it's called. So if you come to Japan and you're looking for a low-cost carrier to get you from A to B, Skymark is a wonderful choice. Yes, we do. Yay. So there we go. So yeah, own majority shares in quite a few of the low-cost carriers. Of course, Peach is the other one that they own a substantial amount of. Now Skymark, believe it or not, Skymark actually used to have an A380, and that A380 is now probably amongst the most beautifully liveried aircraft in the world. It's the orange Flying Honey, and if you have a look for ANA's A380 fleet, you'll find the orange one, and that used to belong to Skymark. Now, Skymark was going to run it as a mass transit carrier between major Japanese cities. And that didn't quite work out because they overextended themselves and ran into financial difficulties. And yeah, as a lot of firms did, and they needed to find some more money, and so Anna sort of stepped in and went, oh well, we've got deep pockets. Yes, let's buy you. And oh, by the way, we'll have that A380. And they added it to the fleet of 2 that they already had, and so now they have 3 A380s, and they're all in pristine condition. They're very new. They're not much older than EVS, A6 EVS, which is the last A380 made, which is in service with Emirates. And of course, for the longest time, they weren't flying in them anywhere. In fact, I distinctly remember them flying them on test cases from Narita to Okinawa, where we're going to be in a couple of weeks. And they would fly them down there because the conditions in Okinawa are very, very similar to those of Honolulu. Giving the crew and the aircraft and the handlers and all the rest of it a bit of a workout, whilst keeping it completely domestic. And of course, no language barriers and all the rest of it, and they could give all of their crew a good amount of training for their eventual introduction to service to Honolulu, which is the only route they fly, Narita to Honolulu, and 2 of them go out there and return every single day. So that's a good 1,000 seats in both directions, and 2 times 500. And of course they have them in various classes. First class, of course, suites on the A380. Very, very nice indeed. Let's see if we can get you. Here it comes. J-Air. Very nice. Very nice. Whip you around, catch up with them. I'm a bit compromised today with my layout. I've got sort of cords running across the floor, so I don't want to trip over them any more than absolutely necessary, because we don't want to pull the stack down on top of this, which would be quote unquote BAD. Let's see what's going on. Give you a bit of a look at the refueling situation. Udemetsu. It's one of the sort of bulk fuel carriers here. There we go, Skymark, ready to take off. Oh, terrific. You're done. Yeah, going to terrific. this is a J Air Embraer. I think it's a 175. Quite popular in Japan. We had one the other day at Fukuoka. The pilots gave us a bit of wave, quite frantic. And Ed's camp made some observation. I said, I thought he was signalling for help. Either that or there was a bee in the cockpit. And he's frantically trying to get rid of it. But, they're very enthusiastic with the waving on that. That was Fuji Dream Air. I don't believe they're actually, there may be a tie-up with Arno or someone, but they operate out of Nagoya, whereas these guys, they do not. What have we got here? Very interesting. This is the ATR 42, a short wheelbase model. Beautiful little aircraft. And a lovely livery too. There's one of these in Osaka, which you can see on a channel called Captain Flying Honu. Captain Flying Honu is a good friend to the channel. I've met him in Osaka, and we exchanged greetings and got to meet one another. And unfortunately, I was under a little bit of time constraint last year. I was busy and on the way to somewhere else completely. I just happened to fly into Osaka last year and was able to meet him. They've got this beautiful little ATR 42, and I believe they call it Makoto-chan. Its livery is that of a dolphin, and it's very attractive little aircraft. It just suits it perfectly. See if we can get you a decent look at it. And they don't hang around here on the taxis. Not like Christchurch, they tend to dawdle down the taxiways a bit in Christchurch. Here, they gun it pretty much. And when it gets to the gate down here, you'll actually spin it 180 throw a U-turn in and face the aircraft nose out towards the runway. It's an interesting way of doing it, but that was how they were lining it up the other day. And here we go. This is what they do in Brisbane and a lot of Australia, where they will stop one of the engines and just cruise on the engine furthest away from where the passengers are going to get off, so the exit door. Just a little bit safer, I guess, that things are not spinning around. Kylie Minogue, there you go. But yeah, that prop on that left-hand engine has completely stopped, and they've just pulled it up now on the right-hand engine and pulled it to a stop. There you go. So that was our ORC, which I think it's Oriental Regional something or other. I can remember. And let me see. So it's reporting that it's 31 here in, well, it's actually 31 downtown Nagasaki, but I dare say it's a bit warmer actually here. I saw the forecast for Omura, which is sort of near the airport, and it was going to be more like 35 today. So yeah, I would hazard a guess that that's probably more likely to be what it is. Gel.
May I have your attention, please? Teach would like to remind you that carry-on baggage is strictly controlled. Each passenger is limited to a total of only 2 items. The combined weight of both items should not exceed 7 kilograms. Please be reminded that any items exceeding these limitations will not be permitted in this item. Please contact our ground staff if you have any questions. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation.
So that flight, unsurprisingly, came in from Tokyo. Let's see what this fuel handler guy is stowing his clothes back in there. I'll be back with you momentarily. Well, welcome back to Nagasaki International Airport. Well, we've got a little friend out here doing some flight training or something like that. So he zoops around a bit, does a few touch and goes, does a few overflies, and yeah, we've seen him a few times. Let me see what's available on incoming. It's Q40, Osaka has landed. Tokyo has landed. So yeah, we've got nothing actually listed there on the incoming. So let me see. We'll get on departures. 11:45, the Jetstar. We'll spin around and focus on the Jetstar. Allegedly that Jetstar is going to be departing in the not too distant future. So we'll pull back a bit. Of course, the security pole in the way. There we go. So yeah, that security pole is a bit of a feature of Japanese airports, and if I'm fair, Sydney and some of the other big airports are a bit like it as well. Not the most plane spotter friendly situation, but at least they've given, yeah, as I was saying, we're suffering a little bit from the heat again. And my road is super warm, Tony, so let's camp. So there you go. The ice is melted. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully not for too long. I'll try and cool it. Because although I've got it here in a bit of a tent, yeah, it's just too warm for it. So I'll leave the stream running, but I will just turn the laptop off and just let it recover a bit, cool down a bit. Yeah, join us another half an hour. Let's camp if you could. I can't actually type that in at the moment. So yeah, just let people know that we'll probably be back in well. Now that was an experience. So, what went wrong? What didn't go wrong? Definitely overheated. The laptop for sure. So yeah, we're going to see if we can't find a way of mitigating that. Here's a Coast Guard aircraft. Looks like some sort of Saab. You can probably tell me it's better. But yeah, just let us know if we are in fact live and in action. Thanks very much. So I've made a nice tent out of a couple of umbrellas. I'll post a bit of a picture of it shortly. But yeah. Take 3. Yep. Take half a dozen. Yep, why don't you? Yep. I could smash a half a dozen right about now. And they would have to be cold ones. Ice cold. If that doesn't fit YouTube's guidelines, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm wondering why those guys are hanging around out there. Yeah, let me have a look. Different view to Christchurch. Yes, mate. Very, very much. Apparently, it's a bit cold and a bit rainy in Christchurch. So, yeah, here's some sunshine and here's a bit of warmth. You can probably take 20 degrees of it. No, maybe. I'll tell you what. I'll give you 12. I could live with 20 right now, and the laptop definitely could. But yeah, good to see you, JP Mac. Yeah. So this Coast Guard is waiting for someone. The Japan Airlines 73, which you can't see because it's occluded behind a sign. Yeah, that's waiting for someone too. Ah, here we go. Get some action. Got some action. Here we go on the Coast Guard. Looks like a Saab of some sort. Could probably look up the registration. But anyway, it's Japanese Coast Guard, which seemed to operate a little bit out of here. This guy was doing touch and goes earlier. It's actually gotten quite hazy. I used to be able to see across the bay, the hills very, very well, but definitely a bit of the old haze is coming. Here's a noise. Okay, so he's safely out of there. And we'll have a Japan Airlines 73 to follow it. It's making a motion towards getting on the runway. So he should pop his nose out from behind that security pole in a moment. There we go. So 12:58, Japan Airlines, and he's of course going to Tokyo. He's well late, actually. They're running about half an hour behind. Not exactly sure why, but yeah, they are. So there we go. It's not down to the weather. It's beautiful. Okay, but you'd be happy with 18 or so, wouldn't you? I'll have the 20, you can have the 18. But I tell you what, it is warm. It is too warm for the laptop, and it was too warm 2 days ago for the laptop. I'll shut up and let you listen to the glory of these engines taking off. is a long way down. So, safely on his way to Tokyo. So give you an idea of the scale of Japan. I would say that flight on jet takes the best part of 2 hours. Yep, so imagine sort of flying back again. That's pretty much as far as it has to fly in order to get to Tokyo from Nagasaki. Yeah, computer was kind of on fire. It was unhappy, so it's an unhappy Mac. I think next out the door is going to be this Peach. So let me whip around and see if we can focus on the Peach. Oh no! Guess what I missed? Something much bigger. Thank you, Flight Radar, for absolutely not working at all. So that guy is a 787-8. Of course, Anna was the launch customer for the 787, and the original aircraft was a 788. And yeah, it's going to park right down here in front of us, and the ground crew guys and one petite girl are going to set it up down there, and it's going to come in and be docked. And they use two gates, or two air bridges, one for first class, effectively premium class I think it is, on Anna, and then the rest of the passengers go through the second gate into the rear of the aircraft. No passenger stairs here in Nagasaki. They don't force people to walk across the tarmac and so on. Read my messenger. Okay, let me see if I can find my messenger. Read my messenger. JP Mac, you legend, mate. You absolute legend. Thanks so much. Now I know. I for some reason I'm not getting these alerts, but oh yes, now I do. I can see them now. The problem with the screen, the setup, and I'll publish it later, is it's really hard to actually see. If I whip round, JP Mac, this helicopter is for you, mate. Thanks a lot. There you go. So that helicopter, Black Hawk, headed into that Black Hawk is see if you can't coax a wave out of these guys. Some of the 787 crews are friendlier than others. Some of them on the small planes just go out of their way to really be friendly and wave to the public. But as I was saying, JP Mac, thanks so much for the gifted memberships. That's going to go a long way to helping us get to our next level that we need to get some more emojis. And boy, do I need more emojis to hand out to the members for the number of airlines that we've got active, particularly into Okinawa. A lot of the internationals are going to be here, and of course we've got the US Air Force and the Japanese Self-Defense Force, and the regulars, Anna and Gel. We've got Peach, and we've got a number of smaller airlines. We've also got a lot of Korean carriers into Okinawa. So in order to add all of those liveries, I'm going to need to get to the next level as far as memberships is concerned. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed that brief glimpse at a Black Hawk in Japanese self-defense livery, of course. They don't actually share this airport with the military and the civilians. You will see the Coast Guard here, but you will not see out and out military aircraft movements here. Having said that, we did see a Hercules the other day, so if you're in the members group, you can actually go and see that in the members first videos. Passengers filing off. And baggage is about to be offloaded. You can see they're pretty efficient here. So having said that, they're going to do a go around on the old baggage trolley, and so he can back it up and have another go. Seems to be a bit of training going on. Let me zoom back a little bit so you can see the baggage handling training going on. So this guy is obviously under supervision to not put a dent in the aircraft. Please don't put a dent in the aircraft. Yeah, this is not Brisbane. So there you go. Yeah, well, the Black Hawk, as I was sort of alluding to, they don't share a base here, but just behind the airfield, there's an air base, and that's where. That's where those guys have gone and landed. Yeah, we did see a Hercules here a couple of days ago. It came in and offloaded a van by the looks of things. Yeah, about, your standard minivan, painted in Air Force colours and all the rest of it. But yeah, they unloaded that. And, so my guess is that it was easier for them to land here and then transport whoever they needed to transport over to the airbase. We've got some action on Peach. Peach is pushing back now. There we go. So Peach generally fly to Kansai, but it's sort of their hub, and Skymark seem to base themselves out of Kobe, which is also in the Kansai area near Osaka. But these guys base themselves out of Kansai, which is a fairly major airport. It's one of those ones built on the inland sea. It is in fact sinking a little bit like Hong Kong, I think. One or two of those airports have had that sort of an issue. Here's that wee Air Force plane, sorry, not Air Force, the Coast Guard plane is popped back again, so he's gone off and had a bit of a look around and he's come back again. Let's see if we've got Peach still nicely framed up for you, and we have, which is good. I'll come back into my little shady tent and see what's going on. I'd like to thank anyone who's popped in, even if you're working in the background there. Don't be shy, let us know what's going on and where you're tuning in from. So this channel is growing by leaps and bounds, but it's not growing because of the live shows. For some reason, we're getting lots and lots of people signing up to look at the videos, principally the A380 videos, of course, and there won't be any A380s on this trip because we're not going. I did say there might not be any A380s, but we will be going back through Sydney, so you never know. We're not returning home on the A380. We probably should have overnighted, but the difficulty is NAGASAKI requires a visa to go to Australia. It's just ridiculous, in my opinion. She's a permanent resident of New Zealand. She's got a job. She's got a house. She's not going anywhere. She's not migrating to Australia. Quite the opposite. We took a look at Australia a few years ago, and we decided that New Zealand was much nicer option. Sorry to say that if any Aussies are there in the chat, but or watching back later. Our preference is for New Zealand. We did briefly look at Queensland. We have also looked at Sydney. Sydney is lovely. We have plenty of friends there, and we pop over and visit them from time to time. When we do that, we usually go on the Emirates A380, and of course that's the videos that lots and lots of people from all over are actually watching. So they're not watching the live streams, they're watching the videos, the pre-recorded videos. Now what my intention is to convert those video viewers into live stream viewers. All I have to do is get my act together as far as actually putting on the live shows. And as you've seen, you think you've got things worked out, you come to a location, a new location. I liken it to playing a game of golf, where you know your home course really well, and you can play it, and you can beat par easily. But then you go to a place, another course, and the hole's set up completely differently, and you might have to use a slightly borrowed set of clubs or something, that being a connection, and things go south. Anyway, so yeah, it's more experience, and people like Kevin and to a lesser extent Mike and Sean have learned through experience what works and what doesn't. I'm still using a laptop, and the laptop has happened to be, in this particular situation, the weak link. It works brilliantly well in Christchurch. I really think it's worth its weight in gold in Christchurch. Now we've got what looks like some sort of go around. Not exactly sure what he was doing. Maybe just overflying the airfield at a certain height just to check out the radar or something like that. But yeah, anyway, so here's Peach. We're just determining that those Neo engines are in fact working how they're supposed to. And they're going to send them off probably to Kansai, I would say. And the flight time is not that long. It's about just over an hour, I think, off to Kansai. Yeah, so it says it's going to take an hour and 15-ish, so I believe them. Yep, that's roughly what I would expect it to take. And yeah, so it's very warm here. As you can probably tell from my voice, struggling a little bit. I better take a bit of sip of something. And nice colour, yeah. Yep. Pretty much all Peaches are the standard 320s, 320 Neo. Peach run pretty much the same model aircraft everywhere. They're not like their parent ANA, who will use pretty much anything from the very smallest little baby things all the way through the A380s. ANA is the only Japanese airline to have the A380. JAL don't run it. JAL's biggest Airbus is the 350-1000, and they're very proud of it. It is a beautiful aircraft, and the standard JAL livery on it is one of the very best standard liveries. It's hard to find a bad looking A350, especially an A350-1000. But yeah, JAL are very proud of their A350s, and they fly them from Tokyo to New York with absolutely no issues at all. So best airliner in service in my humble opinion. So here's Peach. Now Peach in Japanese is Momo. So if you look at the flight designation for Peach flights, you'll often see it written as MM, which is Momo, which is Japanese for Peach. So there you go. The other designation is of course APJ, which makes obvious sense. Alright. is getting down to the end of the runway. I might just stop recording that. Take a little bit of a drink, so a little bit of a pause in the commentary for a moment. Now I was sort of planning, if everything went really, really well, and obviously it hasn't, I was planning on doing some ATC, but unfortunately the device that I need to actually put noise into the ATC noise into the system is not really playing the game. So yeah, I will try and make sure that that's going to work out for next time, and next time being Fukuoka on Sunday. And yeah, I really hope that things work out much better for Fukuoka. This guy was just doing touch and goes, so I imagine he may no, he's pulled up. Okay, well, that's a bit different. Yeah, he was doing touch and goes earlier, so yeah, a bit of training there. Just check on things, make sure everything's working 100%, or as much as 100% buys us at this particular point in time. We've got reasonable looking weather. Yeah, I can't fault it. I'd say a nice gentle breeze would help. There's virtually no wind at all, which is not helping. Doesn't take the sting out of it at all. Let me focus on something else. We've got a light aircraft coming in. Got some more activity down here in front of us. Just all the rattling that you can hear is cargo handling. Somebody asked on the SID squad if Kurt was a cargo handler, and in fact the guys no, in fact he was not a cargo handler. There we go. A little bit wibbly wobbly, but made it down safely enough. Well done. So let's come back and let you have a look a bit more of this ground handling. And I can see Peach is getting set to do its takeoff roll. So I'll spin around and get onto Peach just a moment. There we go. So there's Peach. And we determined that it's Peach 176 and it's off to Kansai in Osaka. A much bigger airport than Nagasaki. And of course one of the 3 airports which act as hubs in the Kansai area. There's Kansai, which is for Peach, Kobe, which is for Skymark, and the other, I'm going to say the ATR fleet and Dashi fleet, they operate out of Osaka Itami. Let's listen to this. There we go. Once again, apologies for the pole, the security poles. It's the price we pay for actually being able to be outdoors at all, and secure locations like airports and what have you. Yeah, there we go. Now, I'm actually going to go and grab a drink. I've run out of what I was drinking, and I need to go to the vending machine and get me another couple of cold ones. So I'll be back momentarily. Talk amongst yourselves. given us a bit of an announcement here over the intercom tannoy regarding flight to Osaka, and they're saying that it's going to be delayed until 3:40. Now it's 1:33. Okay, so it's not this. It's not this 788 in front of us. It's another aircraft which we haven't seen yet, and they're saying late arrival, and we can understand that because we haven't seen it yet. So what I might do is I might make this 788, when it goes, the last aircraft movement for the day, unless we see something really interesting. But in the meantime, we've got another plane. Terrific. Looks like ATR 42, the short wheelbase model. And here it is. ORC, vehicle ORC. Very nice. He's going to actually be able to take his normal exit. We had one earlier who couldn't take that exit because some guy had parked his helicopter right there. Now, you could have parked the helicopter on the grass to the side, but no, down on the hard. So some reason for it, no doubt. But anyway, we're going to see this little baby ATR appear in front of us in the not too distant future. Now these guys pull the same trick that they do in Australia. They usually, once they get a bit of speed up, they will shut down the left engine, and that just speeds up the egress from the aircraft, because the propeller will have stopped well and truly by the time the passengers actually want to disembark. And I'm thinking my camera's going to automatically track that, and I don't actually have my hands on it. So, yeah, like your mother told you. So he's going to shut that left engine down, at least the last guy did. Probably going to make a liar out of me. Yeah, there we go. I'll shut it down now. So this is common practice in Australia. It is not common practice in New Zealand at all. Yeah, we don't get to see that that happen in New Zealand at all. So pulled back one of the bridges. There are a few passengers still making their way on, and they're going to have to go through the make their way through the business class near the front of the plane, because that second air bridge is pulled back. We're closing the doors. Closing cargo. They haven't got any more cargo at the back to load, unlike the last one. So yeah, they are well and truly sorted. Once we've got all those final passengers boarded through the first class area, the business class area I have to say. They don't have a first class in Japanese domestic. They do on internationals, especially to Honolulu on the A380. They have business class suites and first class suites. I see the weather is slightly improved. It's gone up to 33 degrees, and that weather is for Nagasaki proper. Let me see if I can find the weather for the airport. Yeah, it's saying it's 33 degrees here as well, and we have a 4-knot wind from 250, and it describes the conditions as cloudy. I wouldn't say cloudy, I would say overcast and hazy. There's definitely a haze out there. This morning you could easily see across the bay to the other side. Oh, here comes another Black Hawk. Yeah, unfortunately his flight profile is just a little bit too low, but at least we get to see just a taster, a mere taster of what we're going to see in Okinawa. Let me tell you, there are militaries and militaries and militaries in Okinawa, and of course a lot of them belong to the Americans. But there are quite a few Japanese self-defense forces aircraft there, fighter aircraft, transport aircraft, marine observation, sort of the equivalent of the Orions that we used to have. and I think I've seen like an AWACS down there as well. But yeah, we will find out in due course. So look forward to those coming to this channel around about July 15th or 16th. Haven't quite determined which day it's going to be. There might be a little bit of settling in, but yeah, certainly hope that everything goes well as far as making sure that the laptop behaves itself and will operate in Okinawa's conditions. And sometimes Okinawa's conditions can be even warmer than here in Nagasaki. So yeah, you really need to be prepared. So going to try and mitigate it as much as I can. Maybe an ice bath might be the next step. At the moment, I have a bit of a tent city with umbrellas going on. I'll probably disassemble that shortly. But yeah, hopefully we can get this guy out of here. And I see a bit of movement from the ground staff. A few radio checks going on. Guy's going to give his tug driver a bit of a... Yep, we're about ready to go. Forgive the draw noise. That's me taking a drink. It's Momo flavoured water, by the way. Just water with a little bit of a peach flavour to it. So just takes the edge off it a little bit, makes it a little bit more drinkable. So as I said, once we actually get this 788 out of here, yeah, I think I'll wrap it up and you can go about the rest of your day/night. Doubtless it's around about dinner time, I would say, coming up to it at least. Oh, hey, another Black Hawk. Yay, yay, Black Hawk. What sort of flight profile do you call that? Mate, it's really hard to follow you. You think he's in the military or something. Trying to evade the attention of the camera. But anyway, yeah, we've got a brief glimpse of him. What have we got going? Yes, indeed. If you are enjoying the stream, please hit that like button, because the like button is one of the best ways the algorithm picks up on the fact, and the algorithm seems to like me, but not necessarily for live shows. It definitely likes me for videos. I've been getting a lot of subscribers to the videos, but yeah, I would really appreciate it if we could perhaps convert some of those subscribers into channel viewers for the live shows. And yeah, I understand that it's early days. I'm still very much a beginner when it comes to doing the live shows. I've got a lot more to learn. This is, I'm going to say, yeah, I probably can't count the number of proper live shows that I've actually done. I think it would be well under 20. So I still class myself very much as a beginner, and I've got a lot to learn, and throwing myself into the deep end by going and playing on a completely different golf course over here in Japan has certainly found some of those weaknesses out. I've learned weakness in the equipment, and yeah, as far as learning how to operate the equipment, I don't think I could have necessarily anticipated that this was going to be an issue, but yeah, now we know, we can try and take steps to improve it for next time. Man, I'm just noticing the heat radiating from the Wi-Fi dome on top of this 788. Man, so that's the radar, sorry, the Wi-Fi dome, and the heat haze coming off of it is just so noticeable. It distorts the background, so I'm just seeing ripples of heat haze rising up, and the grass behind and the runway behind are just sort of got that ripply effect that you're used to seeing through one of those magic mirrors that you get in fun fairs and the like. These guys are still standing around and not doing much. I really hope that they weren't the aircraft that's going to be held up until 3:40. That's ridiculous. There's no way they would have boarded them, surely, if they're going to keep them on there for a couple of hours effectively. They've still got the blocks. I hear another Black Hawk. Let's see if we can get you. Come on, Mr. Black Hawk. No, I cannot. It's very, very difficult to see the monitors here. Hidden away in my little tent city of umbrellas. Yeah, so if I was based here in Japan, I would actually have one of those beach tents, and I would set it up here, and yeah, that would be my go-to. Ooh. Okay, so the second of the bridges, the one to business class, is pulling back. If you look right down here, right in the middle, right next to that guy in the orange, there's a pin there which is the pin they pull out and show to the pilot that basically disengages the ability of the crew to steer the aircraft. So of course they have to pull that pin out in order for the aircraft to maneuver on its taxi. So we'll see that pin pulled out a little later, but for right now we're just preparing to get it pushed back. The blocks are still on. I noticed that he hasn't switched the beacon on yet, so yet another Black Hawk. Probably become a bit blasé about them after a while, but certainly from New Zealand, yeah. Blenheim, oh awesome. Yeah, so you probably get out to Woodburn and see a few militaries out there. There's of course Omaka, Pete Jackson's old military aircraft, and yeah, what have you, in the hangar at Omaka there. And, okay, so we've got a beacon on this ANA flight to Tokyo, and yeah, we should see him depart momentarily. So, the guys poised, ready to pull the blocks up. And there we go, push back. So there we go, pushing back. Inspiration of Japan is the tagline of All Nippon Airways, ANA. It's actually my favourite airline. Listen to that glorious sound. Oh, wonderful sound. And another Black Hawk. So if you've been here like Let's Camp for the duration, including the interruption to the stream, I would like to thank you very much for coming along and spending some time with us. These Nagasaki streams were sort of cobbled together a bit last minute, and it shows, but let's face it, if I had not done these shows now, I would have walked blindly into my publicised stream for Fukuoka, and it probably would have fallen over straight away. So yeah, we're off to Fukuoka on Sunday, and we should see. We'd like to see as many of you as possible there. I understand there are plenty of other options for viewing, but do bear us in mind. We're super friendly, and we're going to recognise you if we can actually see your chat. And yeah, part of my problem is actually being able to read the screens with extreme glare. But yeah, they're fairly sheltered under the umbrellas, but the font size doesn't help at this range. So yeah, once again, I'd like to thank Let's Camp. I'd like to thank Christine Frank, who joined us earlier, and Tally Two Sheep, I remember, and I wish her all the best. I understand she's going through a bit at the moment, and yeah, and JP Mac, thanks so much for your donation earlier. It really helps us out. I'm going to be probably investing that money in more promotions. Basically, I figured that if you build a channel, you need to set aside plenty of money for a promotions budget, and I've done that, and I'm spending it as we speak. But I welcome your contribution, and actual fact, memberships is one of the best things to get for the channel. So we've got a wee Coast Guard making its way down. It's not going to catch up to the 788. The 788 is going to pop out. There we go. So we'll just keep recording. So yeah, in theory, in theory, you'll get a nice, clean, commentary-free version of these takeoffs and landings later. Once I've processed the video, I have to get it home and get it get it edited. Very, very long. Very, very long. And up and out of there. And once again, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us here at Nagasaki today. The temperature is still about 33 degrees. I understand it's not the best back in New Zealand, and I've heard that it hasn't been so great in Australia as well. So yeah, I wish you all the best. Keep healthy and keep well, and we hopefully will see you on Sunday from Fukuoka, all going well. Again, you've probably liked, you've probably subscribed. If you have a little bit going on, yeah, can you join as a member? It gives you access to all sorts of exclusive member first content, and yeah, we'll be sharing some more content today with the members. But yeah, we will eventually release those videos to the public just at a later date. Hope you understand. Thanks very much again, and we'll see you again on Sunday. And good luck. Bye now. I'm going to play some music in an exit screen.